Okay, so these comments are for M. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and you are one of my students in the English language program at California State University, San Bernardino. You're also one of my online students in the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So you're working on your verb tenses right now. So you wrote 3 paragraphs. 1 paragraph is in past tense. 2nd paragraph is in present tense. And the 3rd paragraph is in future. So you say, in 1895 to 1945, I'm going to put, the Japanese government dominated for 50 years in Taiwan since the Chinese government lost the Sino-Japanese War in 1895. I'm going to put here, had dominated for 50 years since they lost. So you have, no, sorry, I'm going to use past perfect here. They had lost the Sino-Japanese War in 1895. In addition, I'm going to say there had been 3 different cultures I'm going to say this. Let's use a colon here. Just say Chinese, Taiwanese, and Japanese. In fact, the Japanese government was changing the Taiwanese culture to Japanese culture because it sounds like you're talking about this action as happening before another past action because they had built many Japanese schools and Japanese factories in Taiwan. So I would actually use the past perfect tense there. So in fact, the Japanese government was changing the Taiwanese culture to Japanese culture because they had built many Japanese schools and Japanese factories in Taiwan. Therefore, my grandfather and grandmother lived, I'm going to say, in a Japanese, I'm going to say colony here in Taiwan, and they told me stories about Japanese colonization. Okay, so the main thing there, I think you need to take a look, if you go to Google, take a look at the past perfect. So here's a question you want to, how do you know the difference between the simple past and the past perfect? That's probably one thing you can look at based on that paragraph. Okay, next one. The most important people are my parents because they always care about my future. In addition, even though they do not have, because time, here we're using it as a uncount noun, even though they do not have much free time to meet with me, they always use social media to contact me, and we can make a lot of conversation, I'm going to say, through that social network. You need to use that. As a result, my parents play an important role in my part of my life. Perfect. It's good. I don't see any problems there. Okay, let's look at the future. So what are you going to do for your winter vacation? During the winter vacation, I will stay in the U.S. and I will plan. I think you can just say here a plan. Or I'm going to. I plan to take a train with my American friends to travel around because I'm going to just say this. Southern California for a week. Now, when will we say South? If you say South Carolina, North Carolina, those are different states. So right now, because we don't have 2 states, we don't have North California and South California, we just have Northern California and Southern California. So here, it's better to use the adjective. We will celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve countdown in San Diego. Furthermore, we will go to Bear Mountain to go snowboarding, so we will enjoy our holiday. No problems. I think it's very good. I think so. These 3 paragraphs just tell me one thing. You have very good control, I think, mostly of your verb tenses, except I think you need to review using the past perfect tense versus a simple past. That's it.